Alright guys, today we have some serious issues to discuss, that being the release of the Biogenesis players suspended list. I'll go right into it and tell you the 12 players, the 13 players with A-Rod included, which I'm going to save A-Rod for the biggest portion of this commentary. But the other 12 players included were Antonio Bastardo, Francisco Cervelli, and let me just tell you that Bastardo is a pitcher for the Phillies. Francisco Cervelli is a catcher on the Yankees. He's currently on the disabled list. Jordany Valdespin is an outfielder for the Mets. He is in the minor leagues. Jesus Montero, a catcher on the Mariners, also in the minors. Cesar Puello, a minor leaguer for the Binghamton Mets AA team. He was an outfielder. Sergio Escalona, which is a minor league pitcher for the Astros. Fernando Martinez, a minor league outfielder for the Yankees. Faustino de los Santos, who was a free agent. He wasn't even on a team, as well as Jordan Alberto, a free agent as well. So those are 9 names of players you may be familiar with, you may not be. The players that most everybody knows who were part of the suspension are Nelson Cruz, the outfielder for the Texas Rangers, Everest Cabrera, the shortstop or middle infielder for the Padres, and Johnny Peralta, the shortstop for the Tigers. And as far as Peralta's situation goes, everybody in the baseball world kind of knew a suspension for Peralta was coming because they went out and got Jose Iglesias from the Red Sox at the trade deadline. So they were prepared for a 50-game suspension for Peralta, which I might add that all of those players I just listed, I'm pretty sure all of them accepted their 50-game suspension with Major League Baseball, and then they'll be back for the playoffs if their team is in the postseason, and or next season when 2014 rolls around. Now, other players that were involved in the Biogenesis report were pitcher Gio Gonzalez of the Nationals and Danny Valencia of the Baltimore Orioles. They were cleared of any wrongdoing involved with the case, so they did not have any punishment brought upon them. Melky Cabrera, the outfielder for the Blue Jays, pitcher Bartolo Colon for the Athletics, and I believe catcher Yasmani Grandal for the Padres already served 50-game suspensions for performance-enhancing drug use, so they did not face any additional discipline, which is good news for the Athletics, because if anybody has been following baseball at all this year, Bartolo Colon has been lights out. If it wasn't for Max Scherzer from the Tigers, I would have to say Bartolo Colon would probably be the Cy Young winner in the American League at this point. But that's neither here nor there. Point being is, for those particular 3 players, and mainly for Colon, their season gets to continue, and things are looking up. Now, we already knew about Ryan Braun accepting his 55-game suspension, so let me go back and touch base on the situation with Nelson Cruz. He came out and said that he made an error in judgment resulting from an illness he had earlier last year in 2012. He basically had a disease or an infection in his gastrointestinal, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the infection he had. But basically what happened, by the time he was properly diagnosed and treated for his illness or infection, he had lost 40 pounds. So going into spring training, he was unsure as to whether or not he would physically be able to play. Now, this is coming from the article out on ESPN, and these are the words that he spoke. So, faced with that situation that he may not be able to physically perform up to the standards that he's capable of, he went ahead and used a performance-enhancing drug, maybe multiple ones, I don't know. And so he put himself in a position where he was a player that he was expected to be, so an error in judgment led to his suspension. I have to respect the guy who will come out and say that he made a mistake, and that he can, he'll man up and accept it. So that takes us to the situation with Alex Rodriguez, who today MLB left with a 211-game suspension. The reason It's 211 games. It's going to be, he gets a 3-day period in which he can choose to appeal the suspension. And that would start on Thursday. So they figured Thursday to the remainder of this season is, a certain amount of games. The postseason, if the Yankees would get there, and all of 2014, which means A-Rod would not be eligible to play any Major League Baseball until 2015. Now, one of the reasons which they came up with this suspension was because they felt that Alex Rodriguez, Major League Baseball felt that Alex Rodriguez did everything he could to stop the investigation or interfere with the investigation against him in this case. They determined that he used numerous forms of prohibited performance-enhancing substances, including testosterone and HGH, which, if you're not familiar, is the human growth hormone, over the course of multiple years. Under the basic agreement baseball has, his attempt to cover up and obstruct and frustrate what they call the Office of Commissioners investigation led to this suspension. David Cornwell, the lawyer for Alex Rodriguez, said that they would appeal and they would pursue all legal remedies that were available to Alex Rodriguez. I guess he was asked whether or not he did use performance-enhancing drugs, and he said that there will be a forum in which everybody will be able to discuss everything, and he'll wait for that time in which he decides to talk. Now, what bothers me is if someone asks you if you use performance-enhancing drugs and you did not, just say no. No, I did not use any performance-enhancing drugs. I've been clean since my days with the Rangers. Why say we'll wait to discuss it on a forum? Are you trying to wait to build up a story to hide the fact that you did performance-enhancing drugs? Just come out and say, no, I didn't do it. You're not under oath at this point. You're not like some of the players who went under oath however many years ago it was. You can say whatever it is you feel you need to say. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. It's going to go to court as an arbitration hearing, which will be heard by Frederick Horowitz. A-Rod is currently owed through the Yankees about $95 million from now until 2017. If this suspension is to be upheld, he will only make about $62 million. Now, I don't know how the Yankees view that, if they're happy about that or not. We don't really know. So we'll have to wait and see exactly if the suspension is upheld or not. Evan Longoria, a third baseman for the Rays, said that today is a sad day for Major League Baseball. The fans of the game, all the players who are negatively affected by other players' selfishness, the players that I listed earlier. And although today will be, he says, a day of infamy for MLB, and it is a tremendous step in the right direction for the game we love, I have to completely agree. This is going to set an unheard of precedent in the sport of baseball, but this is a step in the right direction, showing the players that Major League Baseball is absolutely 110% serious about performance-enhancing drugs in the game. Now, don't quote me on this, for example, for verbatim, but I believe Dan Ugla said, and I'm paraphrasing, I could be wrong, but I believe Dan Ugla said that I think baseball should suspend players for 162 games, or a lifetime ban, rather. Just you're caught and you're done. I think that would be a great thing, because basically what you're saying to players is, if you get caught once, we'll give you 50 games. You caught twice, we'll give you 100. In this case with A-Rod, a full season, whatnot. But I think a lifetime ban is the way to go. You're caught once, you're done. That shows the players they're not taking it. They're not going to have it. You put the fear of being caught in the players, and that's going to change their mind on how they, respond to doing drugs and stuff. Those are just my thoughts. Leave your comments in the section below. Tell me what you think about the suspensions. Tell me what you might have done differently given the suspensions. And ultimately, tell me what you think the MLB should do moving forward as far as suspensions go. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my page. Let's get this channel up and going, and, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for following, thanks for watching.